Hey guys, it's Holly, and I wanted to update you all on my job hunt progress. So basically, after doing a full year of computer science, I only have about 3 classes that I'm doing, each of which is in a separate semester. And they're all classes that I've already taken before. So my plan is to, again, they are night classes, so it's perfectly manageable. But I realized just with my own financial needs right now, it's so imperative that I have a full-time job. Now, originally, you know, I've been very successful in being employed and to work with, I've had really, really amazing luck working with amazing managers, people that are always super driven, pushing me to the next level, and I always work with people that are very level-headed and really easy to communicate with. So I've had a lot of really great work experience as well. So, and then of course I've had bad work experience. That builds your character. So you have an idea of what good management is. More recently though, in the past year, actually 2 years, I've had very positive experiences working in fields that are related to computer science but also not related. So for instance, on my job hunt, I decided that, okay, I want to be making my own money. I don't want to be dependent on my parents anymore. I do not want to be dependent on the government. They've been very, very good to me. The government of Quebec has really helped me a lot. And then, of course, I've also had a part-time job on the side. And then my parents also like to give me money for food because they don't want me to starve. I'm good at doing that, though, because I was a vegan, so my bills were super, super low, and then I decided I wasn't going to be a vegan anymore, and they doubled in price. Insane how much poultry and meat costs. So I'm kind of leaning towards a more vegan lifestyle again, simply because it's better for the environment, it's more conducive to my needs right now, and that's it. And apparently it doesn't really change my performance in school. That you have to study, okay? Which somehow I continually become distracted. Either way, so I'm looking for a job. It's September. It was the end of August. And I decided I wanted to find a job. I really wanted to go out there and see what was out there for me. It's very intimidating, however, because when I previously finished my undergrad, I had a lot of luck, but it was in fields that weren't directly connected with my arts degree. So that was slightly challenging. And just because it was challenging just because I have a certain standard I want to meet, and I wasn't meeting that standard, so that was a disappointment for me. And I decided to go back to school and improve my level of knowledge, where I saw that working in the tech industry was a very, very happening industry, and there's a huge demand for people with this background, so I wanted to achieve that level of education. So I did that with a 1-year certificate, or not a certificate, it's a full-on diploma, graduate diploma in computer science. Very challenging, very intense. I was pushed to my limits, mentally, physically, spiritually. I was praying a lot. It was insane. Yet, somehow, miraculously, no, with a lot of hard work and dedication and focus, I was able to make it this far. And it's been a really life-changing opportunity where I've been able to meet so many different people that are like me and are looking for different ways to give an edge to their previous education, so that was really cool. And a lot of the time these people are coming from left field, so they might have studied piano and suddenly they want to do computer science. And that's really awesome for me, so I can connect with them. It's great. Um, so yeah, and so I decided, okay, exams are done, I'm gonna go find a job. It was immediate. The need, the thirst, the hunger was immediate within me. I'm not the type of person that's just gonna sit around and wallow in my self-doubt and think to myself, oh my goodness, the idea of applying for a job is such a big deal. Of course, those thoughts are going in my head constantly. It's an intimidating process. No one really wants to be out there exposed, asking society if they're good enough. I mean, you're putting yourself on a serving plate and saying, do you like me? Basically, do you trust me? Do you think I'm knowledgeable enough to help you move the company mentality forward and your product forward? You know, you're putting yourself up in a field for potential rejection or potential acceptance. So it's very difficult for some people. For myself, I've never had a problem with that simply because I love the idea of the unknown. I love the idea of having to prove myself because it's even more motivating for me to know that there may not be a chance of having that chance, so I have to work even harder for it. So that motivates me. I'm the type of person that's motivated by the stick, not the carrot on the stick. However, this is a dual gift that I would acquire, so I would acquire a job, so I guess there is a carrot involved. I like a bit of intensity throughout that process. So, almost immediately upon finishing my final, I started looking for jobs. Now, from experience, I know that applying for 50 jobs in one day is absolutely ridiculous and not very conducive to a good application. So I just gave myself a bare minimum goal of applying to one job that I really felt fit me. And that's what I did. I applied to one job. Now, on this one particular day before my boyfriend's barbecue party, which was the only real big social gathering that we went to all year, honestly, and he had organized it, bless his heart, I decided that day I would apply for a job because you can't go out and have fun unless you deserve it, right? So I wanted to make sure that I stuck to my word and I applied for a job. And this happened to be, among all the different companies that I was looking at, Stingray caught my eye immediately. It was an intuitive thing. I saw it, Stingray. Wow, what company is this? You know, it must be a really awesome company to have a name like Stingray. It must be edgy, it must be trendy. Maybe it's even relatable. So I look into it, and it's the people that are working there look like me. They look like they enjoy what they're doing. They're passionate. You know, they have a very good company mentality. They treat their workers very well. And it just seemed like a really good lifestyle and almost like a startup mentality in a way, but in a larger company, which was really cool. And the startup mentality is basically that, you know, they're hiring people not necessarily from different backgrounds, but people that get the job done and have a different perspective, which drives the company forward, because you need those external forces that are not necessarily directed towards one specialty, because then it gives your company an edge and it makes it more relatable to your customers. So this is what I saw. And so I'm like, yes, this is for me. So I applied, and almost instantly I got a response. And I swear it must have been the next day, because it was a Friday, so it was like the Monday next day, I received an email saying, hey, when can we call you? So they literally called me, I think, that day. Had a fantastic phone interview. I really loved the energy that I received from the recruiter on the phone. And yeah, so I mean, and it went so well. I mean, I loved everyone throughout the process, and, you know, I really sold myself well, but I also really do believe, like, I have that confidence and the knowledge now to really go out into the workforce and make a difference. especially with a music software company like Stingray. So, woo-hoo. Basically, the moral of the story here is, though, if you're doubting yourself and your skills and you're not getting the response that you really believe that you deserve, you don't need to stop trying to be going out there and like convince people of it. Convince yourself. Like, go into a field that is completely left field. I went into the tech field because I see that it's a field that's hopping and it's a skill that people need. And I can pair it with my artistic abilities and be a real threat because I'm out there to kill, honestly. So, do it.